CNBC.
Hello and welcome to the third edition of the Yes Bank Transformation Series in association with CNBC TV18. Now this platform has truly emerged as a remarkable initiative that shapes the future of select B school students who have the opportunity to work on real-life industry challenges and pitch their ideas to an esteemed panel of judges. To stimulate a dynamic approach in these young minds and inspire them to take the moonshot, the students had an opportunity to interact with seasoned entrepreneurs and innovators. Here's a look at the highlights from Innovations Unplugged. The sessions for Innovation Unplugged commenced on a high note, with students engaging in a team-building activity followed by one-on-one conversations with the entrepreneurs.
I look at people like you. You make money, somebody needs to take it from you. I think that's the way I plan the business. So if my question is, what will you spend money on? So when I look at all of you, eventually, when you have to get rid of, your suit and tie and go out in the evening and have some sort of entertainment, what would that be? And the thing is, it's not always a straight answer. Sometimes you want to go watch a live band. Sometimes you just want to go watch stand-up comedy, and sometimes you want to watch a movie. And at the same time, again, this room is relevant because many of you may go work with brands, and you have the same question is, what's another room full of people like this going to go and spend their money, and what can I as a brand associate with? So I think we found ourselves in the sweet spot, which is right in between brands and fans. And we try and kind of bring both of that together. At the same time, way we change the industry is event companies in India used to always work on activation and sponsorship money. We said there is another source of revenue, which is people. People want to spend money. And the more we did events, we realized, in fact, after some point of time, there is no cap of how much money they want to spend, because especially young people right now and people who've just, new jobs and things like that, they want to have a good lifestyle and kind of an enriched lifestyle. It's not just frivolous. They want to, go and indulge with culture in whatever sense it would be.
You hired the first person in your company. How was that experience? And on what basis do you take that person in your company?
So if I give you an honest answer, it's a terrible answer. The first person I hired in my company was a guy who used to play bass in one of my bands, and he used to live alone, so he used to come work for me because there was good home food in my house. That's what he worked for. He literally worked for food, and I gave him like 5,000 rupees a month or something. But in general, the one thing, when I dropped out of college actually, a major reason I dropped out was I was working at P&G at that point of time. On a project, and we were running something for them, and I was working there pretty much full time. And my boss over there, who used to run the P&G's investment fund, he wasn't my boss actually. He just used to sit in my next cabin. We used to listen to a lot of Pink Floyd, so we got along. And at a point of time, we were having a chat, and he looked at me and said, "You're going to waste next 5 years of your life going to college. You must drop out right now." And I said, "Why would you, say that?" He's like, "You're learning everything you need to learn right now." And he took a piece of paper and he said, he wrote down saying business equals people plus opportunity. He's like, this is the only thing that they will teach you after 5 years. Everything else you will learn is you find a good person, hire them, you find the right opportunity, go after them.
Let me start by giving you a little bit about myself. I want to give you a little color on that journey that I've taken thus far. Talk a little bit about what we've accomplished. And it has been both revolutionizing as part of the country, democratizing a lot of things that people like you and I would otherwise generally not have access to, and disrupting, I should say, and landscape through innovation. I think it was the summer of 2006. My brother and I were visiting back home for some family get-together. And turns out we all wanted to get up and sort of go out and do something fun. And short of opening up the morning newspaper, there was absolutely nothing that would tell you what is going on around the city, what's playing, what's not playing, how do you get access to that, what are some of the sports, how do you get to the closest cricket match that might be happening, how do you get to the nearest concert that might be happening, and so on and so forth. My brother Akash, who's also a co-founder in Kyazunga, calls me up in New York and says, "Hey Neetu, how about a Ticketmaster for India?" What we were looking to do is build is build a system, build a business around providing access to consumers to things they love to do the most. To start out with, Bollywood, which is movies, cricket, and everything else related to sports, entertainment, and access to whatever it is that people wanted to do, mainly paid access.
I'll start with one thing which happened 8 years back. When I was selling my company, I called my dad, who is farmer and illiterate, to be honest. So I said, I'm selling this company, Dad. He said immediately, why? It's not running good. And then that's where so many people ask me what is in serial entrepreneurship compared to one company running for a long time. I think serial entrepreneurship is all about starting small and bringing up and doing it again and again. So it is not failure. It is actually one way is creating a value and let the value can grow on itself, and moving on to another stage is the way. You know what gets me is I started my journey at the age of 19. I started working, and actually I started my first business at the age of 21, and sold first business at the age of 25. And then again I started again. So all these businesses, all these businesses, what I started is, first of all, I did not know what is AR, by the way, when I started the business. AR means account receivable, which I have to get it from my client. I only know that, okay, client has to give me this money. I did not know what is ROI, to be honest with you. I just started with saying that, okay, I put this money, some money came back, that is what my back of the envelope calculations, okay, this is what I got it. This is how it used to work. So apart from all this, what wakes me up and what makes me move again and again is basically the challenge of creating something new again.
With that, it's time for a short break. We'll bring you more from the third edition of the Yes Bank Transformation Series when we return. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching the third edition of the Yes Bank Transformation Series in association with CNBC TV 18. Now let's hear what some of the students have to say about the inspiring Innovations Unplugged sessions.
I think the entire series, the entire case competition has really has really forced all of us to think a lot and do well, yeah. So it's been a really interesting journey and I'm really looking forward to the next stage.
I think it's an amazing initiative. It gives us chance to work. So they give us a case that's very much relevant, and it is the big thing. It's the big thing that is now, and we have had a great time brainstorming ways to solve a problem that's real, and then the whole idea that what solutions we can come up with, they might be actually implementable. Yeah, I think that's a very good experience.
I think it's a terrific platform. I mean, I don't think this existed when we were starting up, for example, and I think it's a terrific platform for people to learn from others' experiences, mistakes, successes, what have you, and interact amongst themselves, come up with ideas, brainstorm, know to how teams work, put that together, because ultimately whatever is done in a startup environment is all about the team, it's about the idea, it's about the market. So if you can get inputs into all of these from people who've been there, done that, I think it's a great platform for young people who are looking to start up.
The third edition of the Yes Bank Transformation Series saw an overwhelming participation of over 8,500 students across 500 colleges. During the second part of the program, participants had to solve a real-life case study on innovations in India's banking sector and provide creative solutions to a panel of judges. Here's a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, banking, as we all realize, is at the cusp of change, and the magnitude of this can be reflected by RBI statistics itself. It says that there is a bank branch for every 14,000 people. But does a bank branch have 14,000 customers? typically know. So where are these customers? We have suggested some innovative steps to bring these people into the financial net and at the same time keep financial literacy at the forefront. One common theme that ran through our innovations was it is a step-by-step approach, not a one jump leap that can be so disruptive that consumers may find it difficult to adapt to these changes in that short period of time. So consumer centricity is very important for all the innovations that we do. On the payments and financing, where we focused our implementation plan on, we need to first identify those areas which can be implemented in a short period of time. Then we need to identify the financial impact of those initiatives and accordingly take a call further. Human capital is one of the very, very important aspects to any...
If you're thinking about Ps and VCs as the core customers for this platform, today all of them do pretty much their own homework and sourcing, and there is confidentiality issues, so they don't like to share platforms. What gives you the, let us say, belief that they will find value proposition out of this kind of a platform?
While we believe that to start the process, they will be the core customer segment, but we believe it should be expanded even to retail customers if they are willing to adapt to it.
You've talked about UID, you've talked about government payments. What are your views on UID? By which I mean, do you think it should be mandatory for your purposes?
We think that Aadhaar is a very, very important platform for one reason, which is information about the end consumer. Now, if we have an alternative available in which we have information, same amount of information about the end consumer, we don't need Aadhaar, but there is no alternative currently in India. So every country has some way of identifying its population, biometrics or national identification number or Aadhaar, UID in our case. We think it is absolutely essential. Yes, that could be a challenge to our innovations, that what if Aadhaar is not there? A lot of our innovations may not work as effectively, or we may have to look for alternative challenges. We agree to that. And yes, as a team, we do believe that Aadhaar should be made mandatory. There are challenges to Aadhaar, but then at the end of the day, a country like ours, if we don't know who the end people are, if we don't have an identity of those people, it becomes difficult for us to bring them in the financial net, because at the end of the day, it's a profit-making business.
So basically, we have tried to identify the customer. The customer is of two types. The Gen Y customer, he is looking for faster delivery. He is looking for personalized services. The second segment is looking for coming into the financial loop. He is looking for credit facility. He is looking for starting his business. That is his livelihood. So we have started ventures or innovations which try to include both these customers. We try to give service. Say for example, take My Help. We try to give service to the customer who is a Gen Y customer, so that he can concentrate on his work or something. At the same time, we also give employment to the skilled laborers who are trying to come under a skilled workforce. They need stable income. So we are trying to connect these customers, and we are trying to bring the model so that both the parties are helped in the matter.
See, what I feel is insurance business has remained slightly outside this digital channel. What do you think? There is a potential for insurance business also to be taken up by the banks for some sort of business revenue generation. So
we think in the digital market there are products which are not still covered by insurance. For example, services or delivery which above a particular level of say above 1 crore or something. So for those products which are above, we might even include services in that. These products actually come into existence in the digital space only. So in that segment, we have new products in the digital space. So we find products which can come under insurance within the digital space.
You went with TV ad in month 3 when you were not even present in 20 cities. Why did you decide that?
The first rollout would be because we are not sure, we need to get the labor and the centers in place. So that is why we are going for a rollout only in the metros. But we need to give an impact to the pan-India customers that we are a bank that has started specialized offerings.
On that note, it's time for a short break. Join us on the other side for some more innovative student presentations. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching the third edition of the Yes Bank Transformation Series in association with CNBC TV 18.
What's the future of transaction banking? Future is cash transactions will be replaced by cashless transactions and cards will be replaced by mobile phones. And we want PBI to lead this transaction. First of all, we want to have association with the telecom operator, for example, Vodafone, and we want to be part of the payment and remittance services provided by them. We want to have rural focus in first year and later on to move to urban customers in second year. Leading the innovation for personal and SME financing, we want to have an e-loan marketplace for loans using crowdfunding. In terms of data analytics, we want to have personalized products and cumulative banking and leading the way throughout. Thank you very much.
In your proposition, you were talking about setting up a payment bank?
Yes.
Okay. So PBOI is an existing bank.
Yes.
It will set up a separate payment bank.
It will. So only retail and telecom operators are allowed to bid for payment bank license, but they can have up to 30% ownership in the payment bank.
About your having a tie-up or a share in the payments bank. What is an innovation in that? That's already happening, huh?
So that is happening, but the part is how to implement it. So various banks still have various services are there. For example, Airtel Money is still there, but it's not successful. So how to make it successful is the main implementation plan, which we have tried to build. So how to involve rural customers, how to have BCs which are retail operators, and how to. So we are having minimum cost because we are not opening any branch. So that's how we are building the model. We don't have higher margins, but we are also keeping the cost low.
PBOI is operating in a very competitive industry dominated by large players with deeper pockets. We empathize with you and would like to present you with a holistic solution, improvised with customer insights and business environmental analysis for increased customer acquisition and a long-term sustainable competitive advantage. A partnership with a mobile operator for a payment bank along with our unique and rapidly scalable business model will help PBOI offer services to unbanked customers like migrant laborers and farmers. The break-even period for this initiative is just 4 years with a large upside potential due to the expected increase in rural incomes. Additionally, innovative financial instruments like SIBs, cluster securitization, and the IASP model, combined with our own marketing ideas, will help PBOI to offer more competitive services than its competitors to the SMEs and agriculture sector, which are going to be the key growth drivers for the Indian banking industry.
On the SME financing, why are you harping on the securitization as a mode for leveraging growth for the bank? Why would there not be a way of accessing the same credit directly by the bank?
Factoring is actually cheap, is costlier to securitization for SMEs. So that is why we are offering SMEs a low-cost product here. We are clustering all the because only large companies can actually access these securitization instruments. They are cheaper than factoring, but we are enabling small SMEs to actually get cheaper rates compared to other banks by clustering together receivables from companies with good credit rating.
What is the investment till the time you are breaking even?
For the payment banks, will break even in 4 years, and for the other initiatives, we have found the total investment, and we have assumed that let's say 50% of the branches will be involved with financing initiatives for SMEs and agriculture. So they will need an incremental revenue of around 3.5 lakhs per year to break even the total new marketing initiatives that we have proposed.
The problems we addressed were ensuring safer and faster convenient way of mobile transfer, cumbersome procedures and delay in fund disbursement, complex collaterals required to apply in loans, higher CRAR and stringent liquidity constraint under Basel III. Our solutions will address these problems by, our bank on solution will address this problem by easy and faster sharing of money. Loan application process becomes easier. Innovative scoring model reduce the turnaround time and also reduce the risk by better identification of risky buckets. And the cloud invoicing but estimates the cash flows very well. And our solutions, we strongly believe that these provide a competitive advantage for the banks in operational excellence, better risk management ability, and also in customer acquisition. And all these models are financially viable, and also the benefit you will get from these models is much more than the cost you will incur. And the target group here is that in the payment space, it is smartphone users, and in the financing, it is SMEs belonging to low income states and high credit rated sectors, and also the states with low credit penetration.
Thank you. So, as a percentage, what is the cost of serving? What margin are you operating? Gross margin, and what is your cost of operation as a percentage in stable stage?
So basically, we are not changing margins or anything from revenues perspective. We are just changing the model in which the loans are disbursed. So we are just concentrating on the operational aspects, not on the financial aspects. That model will not be disturbed. It is as it is. We just want to reduce the amount of time that banks take to disburse the loan, to process the application, and to give the loan amount.
Reduce the NPAs.
Only the operational aspects.
And also reduce the risk.
NPAs, risk.
Risk. For that risk only, we gave that 4-dimensional model, including the psychometric parameter.
Yes Bank conceived the transformation series as an event property in 2010 with the objective of catalyzing entrepreneurship in top colleges, schools, with the intent of fertilizing young minds to look at entrepreneurship, professional entrepreneurship, as a career choice. In addition to that, we found that entrepreneurship also requires strong interactions today with social media, with digital channels, and we realized that students want today to create business models viable economically, driven by innovation and entrepreneurship.
With that, it's a wrap on this episode of the Yes Bank Transformation Series in association with CNBC TV18. Join us again next time as more students present to fight for the win, and we reveal the winners of the 3rd edition of the series. Until then, from the entire team, many thanks for watching.
Yes Bank Transformation Series. Actualize innovation. Strategic partner, Mint. TV partner, CNBC TV18. Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.